Hello, welcome back to the Miracle House. You are now in the living room of the house, where you can see remains of various celebrations. We had Christmas. This poor tree is I think getting a little dry. I think we'll move on soon. We had a couple birthdays celebrated, and all the balloons are sadly huddling back in behind the guitar. And yeah, we're kind of moving into the rhythms of the new year, and it's been good. It has been very good. There's been so much snow here. I will show you a little bit of our snow. There's been a great deal of it, and while I've enjoyed it to some degree, I will not be sorry to not be shoveling all the time when the snow is ready to go. I wanted to read you a little bit from Diary of an Old Soul, or actually, rather, to give its full title, um, A Book of Strife in the Form of The Diary of an Old Soul by George MacDonald. Uh, this is a book that I don't think I've actually read in its entirety. I've dipped into it at various bits at various times. It is essentially one lengthy poem with a stanza for every day of the year. That George MacDonald wrote during a time that he was going through a lot of grief, and I guess strife would be the word for it. Um, my friend Mark is extreme. Well, he has it entirely memorized, essentially. Is extremely like knowledgeable and like yeah, deeply familiar with this book. So we just actually had our book club recently. And was really appreciating getting Mark's perspective. Another friend who's deeply familiar with this book would be Betty Aberlin, who the copy that I have right now is actually her copy, where she has written response poems to each of MacDonald's poems for each day, and yeah, they're quite good as well. And so as I've occasionally dipped into it, I've sometimes written my own response poems in the margin, and then I would show Betty, and I kind of wanted to just read a tiny bit. I guess maybe I'll just read the first one, and then I could read Betty's and my response poems to that, just to give you a little taste of how it goes, and maybe it's something worth checking out for yourself. You can find it online. You can find it a lot of different places. And I think it's something that C.S. Lewis was part of his daily devotions often, to read these. Um, and it's not the poetry is not always like the most striking, but although sometimes it is, I do believe it really is good poetry. Um, but I find that using the poems as prayers to be really powerful. And as I like take the time to like let it sink in, I found them incredibly impactful. Um, yeah, so I'll just go ahead and read a little bit. Lord, what I once had done with youthful might, had I been from the first true to the truth, grant me now old to do, with better sight, and humbler heart, if not the brain of youth. So wilt thou in thy gentleness and ruth lead back thy old soul by the path of pain, round to his best, young eyes and heart and brain. And then this was Betty's response poem. Lord, may this incense ceaselessly arise. Receive this prayer in which I join my soul, now spiraling beyond time within world without end, by silences, windfalls, sighs, by pain or plenty, poverty, grief, coal, or primrose, refine us. Our guide is wise. North Star of January, make us whole. Yeah, I like how she does that. And then I think this is my tiny. My sisters and I used to try to like write as small as we could sometimes to imitate, pretend it was our pet hedgehog writing. That's kind of, I mean, the way I've written it here is almost to that level. Anyway, this was, I forget when I wrote this. This is probably a couple years back. Maybe gradually I will have my own set of response poems fully if I continue doing this for a couple decades. But I'm, going very slowly. And okay, so I know it was 4 years ago then, because it says it implies that I was 30 when I wrote this. Okay. 30 new years, and I feel the loss of the times I tarried from the truth. But God, you cover all the cost and sanctify my misspent youth. I am not sorry to leave the past. Though outwardly we waste away, we are inwardly renewed each day. Yeah, so that's it. Just a little taste of some other George MacDonald that I definitely would recommend delving further into. And I hope you are having a good February. And I'll see you around. Bye.